Welcome to Animal's House, everyone. Today I'm going to talk some HVAC. We're talking a humidifier system that I've got installed out in the shed to keep the room from getting too dry on the cold winter days in Wisconsin. Let's get started. So here's the concept, guys. I've got a 24 by 28 front area here and then a 32 by 44 basketball court in this back area. And all of these appliances in here that heat up are 80% efficient appliances. And I'm not gonna get too deep into what that means, but basically it means that all of the exhaust gases that go out of the vent pipes have to get replaced by cold, dry outside air when it's really cold in the winter. And basically that has a drying effect and it becomes uncomfortable for the occupants when the humidity level gets below 20%. So I'm going to talk to you about a couple remedies that I've found to make work and then a permanent solution that I have finally installed. All right, so this is basically what I got here. I've got in-floor heat in this front area that's powered by a boiler that's up on the wall. I've got a forced air furnace that basically just uses propane gas, and then I've got a little bit of ductwork in this area that connects to the basketball court and here. That is a supplemental option because the in-floor heat takes a long time to bring up to temperature, and then the forced air is going to work much faster. Also, there's an air conditioner coil that's attached to that, so in the summer I can kick the humidity when it's 95 and humid outside. Want to shoot some hoops with the kids, or if there's any kind of party or something we would have out here, then that air conditioner would kill that humidity. Also, I've got in the other room a hanging unit heater that is quite large and moves quite a bit of exhaust air. So what happens is, like, pretty much 95% of the year, I'm good as far as keeping the humidity level normal in here. And it's not like we live in here anyway, but I am out here 3 or 4 times a week. And sometimes, like, we have deer hunting over here. People are sleeping. We got a cold spell this year. It got dry and everybody in the morning had super dry throats because they were sleeping sawing logs with 20% humidity air, and it affected everybody. So I wanted to have a long-term solution here. So basically what we've got going on here is an integrated humidification system that's kind of an add-on sidebar to the HVAC system. So let's take a look at that. So before we take a look at the end result, I want to talk about other options. I've managed over the years with this problem. I've been able to figure out that if I'm in here and I know I'm going to be gone for like 24 hours, I can take like a little weed sprayer and I can spray water on the floor, or even to some degree I've already sprayed the walls. You don't drench them so they're dripping all over. You just kind of give them a quick little misting, and then over the period of 24 hours that water evaporates, and you basically grow the humidity in here. I've gone from 20% up to 40% in 24 hours just by doing that. You got to be careful with that though, because sometimes if you want to come in and use it, if the floor is wet, then you feel like kind of a knucklehead for spraying water on the floor. Another idea would be to boil water. You could take, and I've got a stove in here, you could use a hot plate, you could use whatever other heating means you felt necessary to boil water, and that would add humidity in here as well. Otherwise, other options are there's forced air add-on systems through Aprilaire. Many companies make them where it's basically a bypass whole home humidifier, and it runs water over a little panel, and then you blow hot air over that wet panel, and then that's going to have a humidifying effect. And then any excess water that doesn't get evaporated is just going to go down the tube and into the drain basically. So now let's take a closer look at our permanent solution. All right, let's take a look at what we got here. So I do have a dehumidifier by Aprilaire as well. That's really just for the summer when it's like 65 or 70 degrees. You don't need air conditioning. We want to take some humidity out. This is the Aprilaire 300. That really is designed to mount from the rafters kind of in most people's basement. In this case, I'm just mounting it from the little shelf that I have my AC coil on. And what that's going to do is with a humidification call from the thermostat, it's going to open up a solenoid that's going to let water run through this little copper tube. And I chose to use hot water, so I piped my supply line to here, And then this little water heater is designed to go under sinks for like an instant on-demand water. It's not an on-demand water heater, but it's basically just an electric coil that keeps the water 120 degrees. And it's real small capacity. It wasn't too expensive for that. What that's going to do is that's going to give me hot water going over that coil. And as anybody knows, hot water is going to evaporate much quicker than what cold water will. So basically you just got the air coming out of the supply line. Whether the furnace is on or not, there's going to be air moving because there is a fan inside of here. And then if we come on to the other side, you're basically just looking at the supply is right up here. So this bottom one is for the dehumidifier, and then the top one is for the humidifier. So you've got humidified air just coming out of there. And I run this fan in here usually 10 minutes every hour. And so this air in both sections of this building are pretty well mixed. And so it does a real nice job. Let's take a look at the thermostat real quick. The Aprilaire 300 is going to come with an automatic control if you want to mount that to the ductwork or in the space. What I chose to do is I like to have the ability to control the temperature remotely. So I bought a Ecobee Wi-Fi premium thermostat. And this thermostat essentially is going to have the connections on it for all of your typical HVAC equipment. So, you know, like G is fan, C is common for power, that's air conditioner. We don't use the second stage air conditioner or the reversing valve. That is your power, that's first stage heat, second stage heat. And then this is the accessory terminal right here. The accessory terminal is the humidifier. So with the humidification setting on the Wi-Fi thermostat, I am able to make sure that this thermostat regulates the humidity level in here. Okay, so basically what happens here is if I go into the thermostat and I turn the temperature up, like I'm just gonna go to 55 degrees, it's currently 53 in here, and what I'm gonna do, maybe I'll go up to 57. As soon as I engage the heat, then it's going to kind of understand what the humidity percentage is. And right now it thinks the humidity percentage is 45%. And just for this video, I have it set to 50. So that thing turned on. So now you probably can't hear it, but I've got air whizzing out of this one right here. It's really strong. And then the water panel started to run. And now I've got water. You can probably see the water coming down through there. And then if I feel this hose right here, this hose is hot. Okay, this is 120 degree water going through there. So this thing is humidifying very rapidly because I've got hot water going over the panel in addition to hot air from the furnace. And so basically we're gonna have a very effective system for a big area. And it's pretty much gotta be. This is a huge area to take care of, a lot of air volume. And that's essentially it. That's my permanent solution. So I don't think I'm going to have a problem here anymore with the humidity. Guys, if you liked the episode, don't forget to click for me. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next episode of Animal's House.